Hey everybody, Toby wanted to make an appearance for this, for your second weekly video. Mwah! Say hi, Tober. Okay, thank you. So this week, let's look at this week. So last week you started your draft of your personal statement. I will have my feedback done very shortly on that, and I'll send out a Mass Effect email to that effect. So, and then you peer reviewed, and I saw some great feedback and help going on in the feedback chat. So, this week we have a discussion and your final revised statement. Use the peer review feedback, use my comments to revise. Okay, so you'll get my comments in the next day or two. Use those comments, that feedback, peer review feedback. And if you want anyone else to look at it, right, use that feedback as well. So that is due Sunday night, right? Think of it as everything is always due Sunday night. And let's take a look at this discussion and emails professional communication. So this discussion is also, again, due Sunday night. You have two really short readings this week from the New York Times, right, newspaper, a fact-checked, reliable, credible newspaper, right? It's been around for over 100 years. So go ahead and read Elijah Megginson's opinion piece, When I Applied to College, I Didn't Want to Sell My Pain. And I just want you guys to, and you can watch that too, by the way. There's a way to just click on, if you click on the images, you can watch the video of it. So you can watch it or you can read it. So you decide. So I want you to respond to Elijah Megginson's argument. Right? He's making a claim. He's making a really interesting argument. He believes that a lot of scholarships and colleges in general for admission, they sort of have this assumption or this idea that students should sell their pain, right? Get into victimology, sort of outcompete each other with stories of trauma. So I want to know what you guys think of that, right? So take a look at what he says. And he also makes a very specific contextual case that it's often students of color who are feeling compelled or pushed to sell their pain. Toby, come on. Sorry, the dogs are just going nuts over here. I'll show you. Guys, hey, come on. Be good. Okay. So that's question one of the discussion, right? Respond to Elijah Megginson. Question two is I give you another short newspaper article. Susan Cain's not leadership material. Great, right? The world needs followers. So I also want you to respond to her critique, okay? So read that. And I think that's directly applicable to the scholarship personal statement, where there's this implicit belief or assumption that you have to be the president of a school club to sort of stand out. And I don't believe that, and I think that's a very old traditional belief. She has very interesting ideas around that. So see what she says and just respond to her. Do you agree with her? Do you disagree? And then is there any advice that you'd like to share to the class on maybe something you discovered in writing your personal statement? And now we're getting into, right, question 5. Let's talk about email practices. You have a short email assignment due this week, and part of that is, okay, do we know the difference between CC and BCC, right? Carbon copy and blind carbon copy. Do you know how to use that in an email? So that's question 5. So let's take a look at the email assignment up a little more closely. So you have a couple links. So open the assignment, read these 3 links because they all contain different types of information. So for example, the first link looks at gender inclusive writing in emails and letters. What do you do if you don't know the gender identity of the person you're writing to, right? Do you say Mr. or Miss? No, right? So this reading has very specific tips for you, and this is actually put out by the Canadian government. So it's a fascinating just sort of source in and of itself. Okay, so read those readings, and I just want you to right, email me, and I give you some topics that you can talk about, but you can really, for the subject of your conversation in your email, it can be anything. And send your email to my South Seattle college address, right, john.calavita@seattlecolleges.edu. And, right, so I want to have this conversation back and forth through email, right? I'll respond to your email, and we can keep going, right? So that's your email assignment, and I just think it's so important to professionalize and level up our email practices. I know we all know how to write an email. There's always something else we can learn, right? So a signature or how to use CC and BCC, I think that's so important. And as part of your email, I do want you to include a email signature. So we have a little reading on that. It's just a page. And, it's not like a cursive signature. An email signature is, think of it as your business card. It's like a professional stamp, right? So take a look at that. You should definitely include in your email your degree at South, your expected graduation date, right, 2023, 2024, your South email, which is your most professional email. I don't include my cell phone. I think that's too personal. But look at these examples, right? There's a LinkedIn page. And, I think everyone should have a LinkedIn page. So you could, if you want to go the extra mile, make your LinkedIn page. Put that in your signature. Okay, so you've got that email to send to me using all of those professional tips. You've got the discussion around these scholars and thinkers about, the personal statement. And then you've got your final revised personal statement due on Sunday night. Okay, and I also give you some examples of descriptive writing. I started writing the personal statement as if I was, applying to college again, even though I went to 7 years, to the UW, so I'm done with college. But I started writing the statement, right? Like, how would I write it? So take a look at that. And as always, if you have any questions, email me, or let's meet up via Zoom. I'm always available. Okay, folks, have a great week. The sun was out today. It was really beautiful. Bye, folks.